Hello and welcome back. This is ProTaleDev back with another winter break game jam video, and this is the 5th day of the jam. This is everything I did in the 5th day. It is not currently the 5th day, and it's by the time this video comes out, the game jam will have well and truly been over. So yeah, go and try it. Go and try the game. I believe the voting would have finished as well by the time this video goes out. So hopefully I did okay. I don't know yet, and there'll probably be a video at the end of all of the days, sort of reviewing what I did and kind of summarising everything and how I feel about the feedback, as I usually do. So anyway, the 5th day is very simple. On the surface it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot, but it actually took a lot of testing for me to get certain things working. The main focus of the 5th day was making sure that the shop was finished, all of our abilities were working completely, and that they were all done, ready for the game jam to end. And I wanted this day to absolutely get the shop done and the abilities so that I wouldn't have to look at them anymore and I could move on. So the first thing I'm going to mention right here is that the turret is working, it's working correctly. In the previous day, I basically finished the tutorial's functionality, but visually the rotation wasn't there. It wasn't actually rotating correctly. Now it will rotate correctly. So if I just demo what it actually does here, as you can see, this is what it would do. Before it was actually on an angle. Now it will rotate, and it's the same with the ammo. The ammo was on an angle, not facing the enemy that it was being shot at. Now it is facing the correct way. So just a minor thing to fix, which was very quick. The next thing is all of the different doors weren't working. So some of them were broken, I had to fix them, and I basically tested every single door. If I just quickly go into the scene right here, and then just come down to some of our doors. You can see we've got our different doors right here, all of them are all working. What I'm doing is I'm just showing where they are. You can see we've got like a little collision box blocking them, so you can't just jump over them, you can't just get around them, and with all of the collision boxes all around the map now all working completely from the previous days of testing, now it's all correct. You can also unlock them as you need, and I've also done some balancing testing to make sure that the doors aren't too overly priced. Some of them are a little bit high priced, but I want this game to last a little bit longer. Probably could lower them down a little bit more, but I'll leave them as they are for now because they are working. So the next thing I did was I did a ton of testing with our weapons. As you can see, we've only got one available right now. But basically all of the weapons have been tested. They've been their functionality has been sorted out to make sure they're absolutely working, and they absolutely are. And this will bring us into our next thing, so the UI. So there's been some slight UI changes. We've got these little circles right here, and these are for a damage boost, a damage upgrade, and a regeneration upgrade that you can buy in the shop, as well as all of our weapons which you can buy. If I just quickly go over here, you also see some other UI changes along the way. If we just quickly get enough points to open this door, in fact I'll just quickly do that, and once I've bought this door and I can move into here, we can now come over to this owl, and basically he's a keeper of our, and he's a trader, and what he'll do is you can actually buy a different weapon. So if we just press 1 right here, we've been able to buy the turkey. To select them, you can see that we can now, when I click the right mouse button, we can cycle through our weapons on our left, and you'll see that the text turns yellow when it's selected. And you'll also see an icon of our individual weapons, so you see our turkey right here, our snowball. It just makes it easier to see them as opposed to just what icons we had before. And we can also activate them and shoot them around. You can see the recharge is also working as well, and we can just cycle through them to see if they're working. So if we just come over to our trader again and we just buy a bunch right here, so we just bought them all, they're all now working, and obviously you can see that they're all locked as well until they're bought. That happens straight away when the game starts, and then we can also obviously just throw our weapons down, and you can see that they're all working. If I just show that the turret is rotating as well correctly, if I just come over here and I'll put this down, I don't know, in this corner, you can see that it's actually turning. Of course it just got destroyed, well, it actually got pushed under the ground because it's got collision. The other thing is that the effects are now working as well. They weren't working on the previous day for the campfire, but they are now working. They do also have a really interesting effect of when they spawn, because they do have collision. Our turret is almost ready again, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show it properly. So as you can see, it does rotate round in a circle, and so if I just move right here, you can see that our ammo is chasing the enemy and our turret also rotates correctly. I try to keep this shop as simple as possible, so basically all you have to do is just run up to this guy, and it shouldn't be an issue. I didn't want any more advanced UI or anything on the screen more than what I already had, and I didn't want any menus because I just didn't have time for some advanced menus. So I think this was just a very basic and quick solution which works effectively. And of course we do have our damage upgrades that we can buy as well. So if I were to just come over here and then buy them, you can see at the bottom right that we have our 2 different icons now that I've bought them. Yeah, we have our regen and we have our damage increase. So yeah, that was the 5th day. I know it seems like not a whole lot, but there was a lot of testing that I did. There was also UI that I did create for a shop that ultimately I decided against, and went for this trader solution. And I also tried a few other upgrades, but figured that it was just too much. So yeah, there was a lot more to it that I tested out on the day, but ultimately I just went with what we've got now. So with that, we're moving on to the very next day, so day 6. But for now, this has been ProTaleDev, and I'll see you next time.